Hey guys, it's Kary Oberbrunner. I am thrilled to be with you today. We're talking all about video, and unless you've been sleeping in a cave for the last few decades, you really aren't aware of video. Video is the hottest new platform on social media. It's being used every place, everywhere. So if you are an author, coach, speaker, entrepreneur, if you have a book, brand, or business, you need to pay attention to this special interview. I have Brad Burke, aka SwanykBox. Tell us about what in the world is a SwanykBox.
SwanykBox was my way of coming up with a YouTube identity when I actually had no idea what I should be called. Back then, I didn't know, I was doing corporate video and stuff at the time. So I wanted something that was completely separate from my professional side of things until I realized, actually, this is what I want to do professionally, and I made the change. So actually, it's just sort of a random combination I came up with.
I love it. Listen, I want everybody to jump in and post where they're from. We have Brian from Florida. We have Diane popping in. Go ahead, type where you guys are from. Do me a favor, too. Listen, Brad is gifting you guys with his time. We're not going to sell anything. We'll talk about the conference this session, but we're not selling anything. We're not selling any course today. We're going to give tons of value about how to leverage video, why to leverage video with your book, brand, business. If you're an author, coach, speaker, and entrepreneur, if you are anywhere on the map, if you have a social media account, you should be using video because social media platforms reward. Is this correct, Brad, that they actually reward video engagement? What do you think?
Yeah, I think video is honestly the easiest and most accessible way to get to people. I think it's the easiest way to make a connection with someone because they're not just reading something, they're not just seeing something, they're experiencing something in real time as it was, as you frame it. And I think that's you have a human element to it that you don't have elsewhere. And I think that's what makes video such a powerful tool, is because you can make that connection that you couldn't make with other resources.
I mean, it's crazy. If you go back 2,000 years and you say that we're going to have this little device where we can essentially capture anything, anytime, any place, anywhere, and share it with the world for literally pennies or free, you'd be crazy. You would think, what in the world's going on? Brad, you've achieved what many people wish they could achieve, and that is that you are a professional YouTuber. I mean, explain what that concept even means for people who are 40s or above, such as myself.
So basically what I do is I create weekly videos for an audience. My topic is gaming, but I come from the corporate background of software development and stuff like that. A lot of companies and things of that nature, working for agencies, doing video work. But I took my knowledge that I learned at my past jobs and basically decided that I was going to put it all into YouTube. So I create videos on gaming topics. Gaming's my medium. I actually run 2 channels, and being a full-time YouTuber is basically almost like running your own TV channel. So people show up weekly expecting a new episode. Very similar to when I was younger and I was always, wake up early to watch those Saturday morning cartoons. It's a very similar thing. Right. People show up specifically during their week to watch videos on my channel. So I'm basically curating content and putting it out there for them. And then as a full-time creator, obviously I make ad revenue off the videos, but I sort of branched out too. I do, conventions, I do speaking, all these different things, but it's all fueled by creating videos on YouTube.
Yeah. Listen, if people want to do what they love full time, I would argue, Brad, that they need to be creating content. In other words, if you have a passion for chia pets or skiing or interior design, isn't it part of the game these days to be creating content on video? What do you think?
Yeah, I think that what people are realizing, the generation that's growing up now, technically even my generation, we don't really pay much attention to advertisements anymore, like the traditional advertisements. One, we don't watch a whole lot of TV.
Right.
2, the younger generation grew up with ad blockers, and they know, when an ad loads on YouTube, they're already hovering over the skip ad button.
Yes.
So companies have had to basically become more strategic on how they actually advertise.
Exactly.
So YouTube creators, whatever your passion is, there is a company out there that's probably wanting to work with you because that's the only, I guess it's one of the best outlets that they have for advertising. It's very similar to like if I work with a company and they want me to promote their product. Obviously, I'm not going to take a product myself that I don't believe in. But the thing is, it's like going to a friend and asking them for a suggestion.
Right.
So like say your car breaks down, you want to know, hey, where should I go to get it fixed? Chances are if you go to a friend that you are, obviously good friends with, you're probably going to check out the recommendation. And I think that's what the power is behind creating on YouTube. You start creating based on a certain passion you have, like the Chia Pets, or like if you're like a carpenter or something. And eventually you branch out and you build a following on that one interest.
Yep.
And then when companies work with you, it's beneficial for you because you are being supported by them financially to be a creator, and your audience understands that. And two, they're getting direct access to a very niche audience that's following that one topic.
I love it.
And it's amazing for advertisers.
Listen, man, we got some good questions coming. We're going to address some of these questions, but let me just frame this entire chat today. So listen, Brad, the way we kind of met because you said that you wanted to basically write a book. I mean, that's how we met each other, because you know that when you are a YouTube person using video, you can actually use the written word as well. And as a speaker, you can use the spoken word. So I think that people today can really become this triple or quadruple threat. Mm-hmm. Book, video, speech, coach. And once you kind of align these things together, your brand is that much more potent and powerful. And I would say, Brad, that people love what you do because they can sample you. In other words, have you even offered your following a product yet besides your book?
No, I have not.
Okay. Hold your book up once, because we got to talk about this, and we're going to get to some questions here in a moment. So the book is called The YouTuber Journey, and you branded it after yourself, which I think is incredibly wise. I think that an ignorant person would say, well, gee, the book's all about him. But what I would tell people today is you are your own brand. Like even this bald dude with a girl's name who doesn't look like Brad Pitt, like I had to own that, Brad, right? I mean, I had to own the fact that, you know what, I am a brand and everybody else is a brand. There's a article that was written in Fast Company about how you are the brand. You are your own CEO. It's actually called The Brand Called You. That was the Fast Company article. People can get it. It's like 20 years old, but it is crazy when you read it today how we're living in that world today. Brad, when I met you, you needed a book. I needed video. Because like Tina says, my YouTube channel was, she doesn't say this about herself, but I'll own it for me. Our YouTube channel was a joke. Can I be upfront and say that? Like zero consistency. What I did, Brad, is I read your book. I talked with you. You've seen our channel. Our channel's nothing to brag about right now, but let's talk about the brief before and after. The BB before Brad and the AB after Brad. Let's just talk like personally about ours. What did you consult with us to do? What did you tell us to do?
I mean, it was very specific around how people are consuming content through YouTube. And when people come to YouTube, they're looking for a specific question answered. So for your channel in particular, being a coach, an author, a speaker,
yep,
kind of catering your content, the way you name it, all the small details about the usability of it. Like, how does someone perceive this? And if they perceive it in this way, is it worthwhile for them to click through to it?
Yeah.
So thumbnails for you was a big part. You were using automated thumbnails. We kind of talked about adding some text to your thumbnails, some basic things to get people catching their attention when they're scrolling down if they're searching for a specific topic, because you want your video to be the one they click on of all the other ones that populate. So just hitting some of those baseline things, really understanding how people for your channel are searching for those topics, even if it's indirectly, and kind of addressing that so that YouTube as a platform understands it, so that when people are searching, your stuff can pop up because it's optimized correctly. Yeah.
So, I mean, I said I want the truth. I didn't want anybody to kind of like give me the soft stuff. I said, Brad, tell me, can I be so bold? Tell me why my channel stinks, right? And you went in and you said the titles. You talked about, what do you call it, the description under the video where it's got all those other things. You talked about the thumbnails. You talked about asking for people to subscribe at the end, subscribe or share, kind of giving them a call to action.
Call to action, yeah.
Awesome. Let's hold up your book one more time if you don't mind. Awesome. So it's called the YouTuber Journey. Talk about the subtitle. Read the subtitle for us, because I think subtitles are so important.
It's a complete guide to pursuing a creative career through YouTube.
Awesome. Listen, man, take off your headphones for a second, because we're getting a buzz. It could be it, and it might work better. Let's hear you once. Okay.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm still getting a buzz. You want to go completely off? It's a buzz when you talk.
Still hearing it?
Yeah. Maybe just go without headphones. I don't know, because it sounds like the mic.
I'll test it. How about now?
You know, I'm still hearing it. Guys, tell me if you hear it. Maybe it's just me. Go ahead and let us know. Go ahead, Brad. Talk one more time.
Testing. Am I buzzing?
Okay.
Yes, no.
We'll see comments. We'll get people. Go ahead, guys. Weigh in and let us know if it's buzzing or not. They'll let us know. Brad, you gave us a ton of help personally, and we did those changes, and we essentially more than doubled. So I put the link below so people can actually check it out and see what we did, what you told us to do. Yeah, we're getting some people who are saying yes, slight buzz. We'll keep rolling. Let's give it a shot. Kathy says, is Facebook Live enough, or is YouTube needed?
I would say there's two differences. Like Facebook Live is...
Brad, hang on a second. Here's what I want you to do. Jump out of the group, come back in. I'll talk you up and talk a little bit about your session, because we're still getting that buzz when you talk.
Okay, let me try one more thing. I'm gonna try switching my microphone.
Okay, we'll give it a shot. So while he's doing that, I'm going to tell you guys why I invited Brad to come to the Ignited Souls Conference. When David and I sit down and we say, what do our people need? Okay, we only bring people in who actually can teach a skill. So Brad is coming in because he literally consulted and changed our show completely. Same thing with Dexter, same thing with Dan Miller, same thing with Rachel Peterson. Every single person who's coming to the Igniting Souls Conference is coming because they are the expert, the best person I know on planet Earth that can come in and still make tickets affordable, because we don't want to charge you guys $50,000 for a ticket. So they're the best expert that I know on planet Earth. Brad's getting hired by big brands that you guys would know of. He's actually an official YouTube dude. Like, in other words, they put their stamp of approval on him. So we're going to get Brad back here. Let's give it a shot, Brad.
How does this sound? Does it sound okay?
Amazing.
Okay.
So much better. So anyways, I was talking you up, but name some brands that have hired you or you've consulted with. I know YouTube, kind of has certified you and all this stuff, but what else?
I've worked, it's actually in the works right now. I might be working with some esports teams currently, because what's happening, so like the NBA, so I'm from Ohio, we have the Cleveland Cavs, just north, west of us, we have, the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah.
They're all branching into this YouTube territory. So I might be working with them on some projects. That's kind of in the works right now.
I love it.
I might be working with AMD,
okay,
which is computer processors.
Fantastic. So you're going across multiple spectrums. I love it.
And libraries. Libraries are really into it as well.
I love it. I love it. April says it's very clear now. So good. Good, guys. I hated to interrupt Brad, but I just had to because I know we wanted to get you guys clarity. So, Brad, answer some of these questions if you don't mind. Susan says, can you combine Facebook Live and use it for YouTube? That's what we're going to do right here, isn't it? What do you think, Brad? Can you do that?
Yeah, I think what you will want to do is you want to record. So when you record your video through Facebook Live or you broadcast your video through Facebook Live, what you want to do is make sure you copy or have a local copy of it. I'm not entirely sure the process of downloading something from that. You might have to look into a plugin for your browser in order to get that video from Facebook, or you can look into something called OBS, Open Broadcast Software, which is a great screen recording software, and you might be able to capture that live feed.
Yeah. We do it all the time, man. So like after this show, what we do is we literally click the time because that brings us to the permalink. And then on the top right, there's like these three little things or a gear. You press that and it says download. And we just download it and we get the whole video. Sheila on our team strips the audio and away we go. I know you're ultra sophisticated, so you got all the I'm just the you know, tape it together type of guy. I know you got all the sophisticated technology, but that's how we do it in kind of a cheap, fast way, you know.
But to answer the second part of that question, yes, take your recorded sessions, chop them up into. I wouldn't upload the entire thing. See if there's any digestible chunks out of it that would make good videos based on certain questions that you answered or what you're talking about, and use those as independent videos.
That's good. So you're saying you could actually take a half-hour video and get it down to like 5 good pieces?
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, look, somebody else said, look, I only got 10 followers. That was one other question. Let's get to that, and then we'll talk about YouTube and Facebook Live. So what do you think about this question?
So the hardest thing on YouTube is gaining followers when you have none, because everything on YouTube is governed by watch time. So the amount of minutes that people watch on your videos is what YouTube determines to then recommend other videos. Mm-hmm. Now, it's hard when you don't have people showing up immediately when you upload a video, because you're basically trying to drive a car with 0 fuel. So in order to get more subscribers and followers, 1, you need to make your content pretty specific, but 2, you need to make it so that you can actually get followers from elsewhere, whether you're making a specific video that might be helpful to a website, a blog. You might find some communities on Reddit. Like, you need to find other areas that you can sort of cross promote and get people back to YouTube, so that you can get the gears turning a little bit when you put out content and then people are showing up. But yes, it is definitely difficult when you're starting off. It is not impossible, though. You just have to really change the way you're thinking, and not so much putting a video out there and hope it does well, but putting a video out there and then doing all the marketing work behind it to then get people to actually watch it. You won't have to do that forever, but starting out, you do.
I love it. Consistency matters too. You don't just shoot one video out there and then wait 4 months and expect that you're going to have all these people, correct?
Yeah, there's a lot of psychological aspects that go into why people subscribe and why they don't. Someone may check out your video and it might be amazing, but if you don't have a backlog of videos, or they see you're not uploading often, they might not subscribe. Also, that's a big thing, but also, like, people generally don't like subscribing to small numbered channels. It's so silly. I don't understand it. Unfortunately, we're a society governed by numbers. When people see a high view count on a video, they think, oh, it's a good video. Whereas if they see a low view count, they immediately think it's a bad video, which is not the case. It could be an amazing video, but people haven't given it the chance yet. Same thing with channels. Unfortunately, people don't really like flocking to subscribe to things. So getting to your first 1,000 subscribers is the most difficult thing you'll do on YouTube. But after that, it gets a lot easier because you have people showing up who are already invested in you.
Love it. And I was in that camp. I mean, you know that. In 2017, we were way under 1,000. Now we're over 1,000. And it was slow, but we started a daily show. Brad, here's another thing that worked for us, and I kind of read your book and took some tips, but my iPhone was shutting down every time I would post a video to Instagram. And I went into the Apple store and tried to get them to fix it. They wiped my entire phone.
Oh, geez.
And then, like they told me they were going to do it. And then, so we backed it up. But same problem happened. And what I realized is that I had selected in my video too high of a resolution. So what it was doing, it was shutting down Instagram. So what I did, Brad, is instead of like just saying, oh, that's cool that I figured it out, I actually created a video on YouTube that says what to do when your Instagram keeps getting shut down on your iPhone. That's the first time I ever did that type of video. Mm-hmm. It's gotten a lot of views. It's gotten a lot of likes because people say, I have the same problem, and the Apple people can't figure it out. So, Brad, what do you think about that? Just your normal day. I mean, I don't care if it's changing a baby's diaper or fixing the toilet leak. Are there things that we naturally do that we think are easy and dumb, but actually people will search for that? What do you think about that?
I think people come to YouTube for two things. They come for entertainment from some of their favorite creators, but they come for the second part, and actually probably the biggest part, I would say, is they come to solve a problem. And a lot of times, the simplest and most things you would not think that people will be searching for, like, here's a good example. In Ohio, this is a weird thing, but I remember seeing a post about this. In Ohio, when we bump into people, we don't say, excuse me, we say ope, or we say some sort of like weird phrase that a lot of people don't normally say elsewhere. And like I saw this thread on Twitter just blow up because people are like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize I actually did that, or like I didn't know that other people did this too.
That is
same thing on YouTube. The reason why like life hack videos and other types of things are so popular is because very simple things that people generally are all thinking about are effective, because the most simplest things that people don't actually acknowledge are actually the things that go off like light bulbs in people's head when they actually experience it.
That's crazy. Crazy.
The problems, if you have a problem, I guarantee so many other people out there had that same problem.
Yeah.
That's why YouTube's great in comparison to like Facebook video and other things. Not that those are bad, but YouTube has the search side to it.
There you go.
So you can search for stuff, just like if you're going to Google to search for a problem, people go for visual searches to YouTube to solve problems. And that's why it's important to be there to catch those searches.
Yeah. Isn't it? I mean, it is considered the second or third highest search browser in the world. I mean, Google, which owns YouTube, right?
Yeah, so they have 1 and 2 slots. So like, and your YouTube stuff can show up in Google results too. So it's like, it's a great, for those of you who are, diving into SEO and stuff, like it's important to be on YouTube as well.
Yeah. So first of all, I just want people to realize, like, what are you doing in your day that you could actually put on YouTube? And again, Brad's the genius here. So maybe he thinks this is a bad idea, but I'm just saying, you got my light bulbs going off. In Wisconsin, we call water fountains bubblers. Isn't that crazy?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm sure
if you Google that, you'll see that. I have no clue why, as a kid, we grew up calling water fountains bubblers, but we do. I'm sure if you created a video on YouTube about that as a native of Wisconsin, but even little stuff, Brad, like next time you go to make a smoothie in the morning, hey, you know, record how to make a smoothie using almond butter or something like that. You never know. I mean, I've searched so many kid problems, like toys that needed to be fixed. How to change a tire on this pink scooter, because I have no clue and I'm not good at anything mechanical. Boom. And it's like viewed 50,000 times. So it's the next time you build something, the next time you assemble something. What else, Brad? Humor you talk about?
If you're good at something or you're passionate about something, there's an audience waiting out there for that same thing. So for myself, like going through my day, like I always go to YouTube for any problem that I have. If I need to change a part of my car, I'm on YouTube, because I'm the same way. I'm not a good mechanic, but I can watch someone who's a good mechanic walk me through the process.
Yeah.
And then by watching that video and it turns out great because my car is working or whatever, now I'm like, hey, this was a cool video. Maybe oh, what else does this guy do?
Yep.
Oh, he has videos on this. I'm interested in that too. So I might subscribe to that person because for future problems, I can go to that person knowing that they'll have the answers that I need.
Yeah.
And so what happens is like by repeating that process, you're going to build a fan base just based on even like it could be just simple things. You know, I do video games, but I could do. I mean, we started a small pet channel to do specifically also for the book. We started. I could do a travel vlog channel if I wanted to because those are things I'm passionate about. Like all these things do have end games, and they can really grow into something substantial.
And you actually make money. I mean, this is your full-time thing to do videos and be a consultant. I mean, you're speaking. Look at Susan says she loved the videos you created for Business Academy Elite, which is one of our programs. She learned, and I've seen Susan on Facebook doing videos. She's jumped in. She's helped a friend do a book launch. I'm going to share some links here in a moment, Brad. But I love everything that you're saying. Let's take it to another level here. Let's talk about the fact that what's the cost of not creating video? Okay, so you have a competitor, whether they're a fellow speaker, a coach, a mechanic, I don't care. But any business out there, if your competitor's using video and you're not, I'm going to ask you just to weigh in, and not because you're in this industry. Tell us legitimately, are you at a disadvantage?
Of course. I mean, anytime someone decides to search on YouTube over Google, your competitor's videos are going to pop up, and instead of like, because you don't have a place there, you don't have a voice. So it's like, if you're going down a street and like the path diverges into two paths, but this left path doesn't exist, people are always going to go right, which that right path could be your competitor. You want to build out that left path, which is your foothold, claim your stake. That way you are also catching those searches. Because like it's just basically you're operating on lost opportunity.
Yeah. And fast forward 12 months or 24 months or 36 or 48 months, they're continuing to still build their traffic and channel, and you're still non-existent. So you basically have lost.
Yeah, and it becomes even more difficult too because hypothetically, say during that time, they built a substantial following and get a lot of viewership and stuff like that. What happens is YouTube. So hypothetically, if someone searches for that, but their videos get a lot of traffic stuff, their videos are going to pop up first. Or someone's watching your videos, and if their videos are optimized correctly, it could recommend your competitor's video after your video, because they're like, farther ahead in the journey.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. And listen, I got to just talk to a pain point about, you know, a 50-year-old, a 60-year-old, a 20-year-old who's watching, who says, look, I don't even want to be on YouTube. I don't even care about YouTube. Let's talk about the bigger question, because I don't want to be on YouTube. I don't want to be a YouTube star. I mean, you know, that's not my goal in life, is to be some YouTube star. But what I realized is I want to ignite souls. And the way that I can ignite souls is through video. Brad, I don't know if you know this. I just screenshotted it. But we've had over 1 million posts of engagement in the last week. All right. I mean, now, again, that's on Facebook. I just screenshotted it. I'm going to actually show people at the fellowship. But I mean, my goal in life as 7 years ago was to ignite 1 million souls by 2020. And in 1 week now, we're igniting 1 million souls. So, I mean, the point is this, like, I was making excuses. I was chalking it up as, you know, I don't want to be one of those YouTube people. I mean, all the stuff that people are probably saying right now, right? I don't have time. I don't have money, you know, but the reality is they have a message. I look at Tina. Tina's got a message. Brad. I mean, all these people. I could name. Brad's got a message to help people with finances and money. Susan's got a message to help people with health. Okay. Scroll down here. Susan is a children's author. And she's got a book about the sex talk to how to have that with your kid. a woman named Gay, she's got a message about her community. Diana, I mean, I love these people, by the way. You know I love these people because I can name them. Tina's got a message about near-death experience. Every single person on here has a message, and if they're not using video, they're missing out on influence, impact, and income. Brad, here's a funny true story. Last night, somebody just sent me money on PayPal, and I said, "Hey, you know, thanks for the money," because it was a service that we provided for them. But I said, you could have saved more money by sending it via friends. And this woman was like, "What? What are you talking about? How do you do that, Kary?" And I didn't want to create a video, so I went to YouTube and said, "Send money for free on PayPal." The YouTube video came up. I sent it to the lady. She now is saving money that quick. One video share and she's already saving money. Is video that powerful, Brad?
Yeah, and I think you touch on another point, the shareability. You may watch something, and especially if it's something, you know, obviously if you're repairing your car, you're probably not going to share that with someone unless that person's going to be helping with it.
Right.
But if your video touches on something about health, you know, it's mental aspects, anything like that may help someone else. There's the element of shareability where that person may take that video and share it with a friend who is also going through a similar thing. So, and I think they're more likely to do that than, like, you know, you're more likely to watch a video that's like 3 minutes long, 4 minutes long, hitting on something specific than you are if you were someone to send you, hey, read this article.
Yeah.
It's a different feeling. Like, you don't have to, like, instead of actually doing the work and reading it, you're told they can craft a message and experience. I think it's totally a different experience in general.
Man, I listen to so much video, even around the house when I'm, you know, in the yard doing some physical tasks around the house, just mulching some stuff the other day. I'm listening to a video, and that's video that's educational. Sometimes I do, like, just if I'm writing, I do like a playlist, an epic soundtrack. So I pay for YouTube Red. Is that smart for people?
YouTube Red's just it's a different world. It's like watching TV without ads,
without commercials. Yeah.
So if you're paying for YouTube Red, it helps creators out a lot. They earn more from your viewership than if an ad were to load. But also, it's just for you, it's like you get an ad-free experience. So it's kind of a win-win experience.
Yeah, it's worth it, man. Because, like, when I'm in the zone with writing, I don't want some ad to pop up. So that's why I pay for YouTube Red. So listen, we're going to share some links here. Brad, while I get some links to share, can you give people 60 seconds on Author Academy Elite? Because hold your book up one more time. You know, we were honored and blessed to be your publisher, even though we don't get any royalties or profits. That's our model. Talk about Author Academy Elite while I get a few links to share with people that are going to be helpful.
So I had the idea for the book probably, April. I wrote the first chapter flying home from a wedding in May, and from New Orleans or something. And at the time when I was I had just started writing the book, and I think it was like June or something. That's when I discovered, Author Academy Elite. I was like, I feel like for myself, like what I was writing, I was very passionate about. So I felt like I could write it, but like the issue was writing it's only the first step, like getting the book out there, getting it published the correct way. So for me, it was all about basically, Kary helping me through the process. And like that book from June, the book came out in February of this year. So it only took me, honestly, the book was done in 6 months, start to finish. I held on to it a little bit. I did some final editing and stuff like that. But like the book start to finish, cover, all that stuff was done in 6 months. The program really helped keep me on track, hitting deadlines, making sure I was taking the proper steps, and making sure everything was just covered, from start to finish. So I really enjoyed the program. It helped me because I think without it, the book would take me a lot longer to get out. And for me, being a YouTuber, like I knew it was very time sensitive material, so it needed to be out as soon as possible. So that's why, Author Academy Elite was a great experience for me.
And you know what's funny? Our team just searched in the UK because I'm making a trip there. And what's interesting, I didn't even tell you this yet. but your book's in some of the biggest UK bookstores right now. Abby just found that out. Did you know that?
No, it's funny because I'm so going from place to place, and like I'll like, because like it's it's sold worldwide, and I just got like a thing back from Australia. I was like, huh, interesting. I was like, I had no idea. How did all these people find this book? Even though I do YouTube and stuff like that, but still, it's like,
yeah,
to me, it's like crazy. And like I'm curious too, because like I see my book popping up in random places because it's set up so they can be in bookstores. Exactly. Which if I were to do it myself online, I wouldn't be able to have it in bookstores. So that's kind of an incredible experience as well.
Yeah. Well, you're right. I mean, we get this thing in 39,000 channels around the world. And I just thought it was cool because, I'm going to the UK, and I was just like, hey, Abby, why don't you search some of our authors? So she found a number of them. But yeah, I mean, to be in the biggest stores in London, that's pretty cool. So Brad, I did share some links. One more time, hold up your book, because again, your book is so helpful. I read it and it was just fantastic. The YouTuber Journey. One more time, the subtitle. A
complete guide to pursuing a creative career through YouTube. So it's a basically start to finish guide to having an idea for a channel or an idea for a passion and using it to build basically multiple revenue streams around your passion, so you can actually make it a sustainable career through the video platform.
I love it. Here's a couple things. One, our YouTube channel, you can check it out. See the result of what Brad's advice did for us. Another thing, Brad, you talked a lot about the why today, but at the conference, you're going to actually have a session where you talk about the how, and you're going to give our people an assignment to be able to create videos. Like in your session, you're going to basically outline it, and you're going to give them a map on how to make this practical. That's what I love about our conference, because it's not theory. We're not bringing in someone who's, run 50 marathons straight in 50 days, and it's a nice talk, but like, what does that do for anybody? Besides just inspiring them, which inspiration isn't bad, but you're actually saying, here's what you need to do, here's what you can do starting Monday, and flesh it out. So talk just 60 seconds about your session at the conference.
So the session at the conference is going to be, well, just that. It's going to be the tactile ways to take, if you have your book or even your business, breaking that down into searchable chunks that are answering questions that can be fulfilled when people are searching for those topics. And we're going to be talking about the way we can optimize those so that they're going to catch people's searches, even if they're not exactly searching for that, so that you can cover multiple different ways that people can discover the video. But you can mark your territory on YouTube and start to lay the foundation for being a thought leader in the video space for those particular topics.
I love it. Listen, folks, the conference is October 26th through the 28th. If you're listening to this 2018 and it hasn't happened yet, you need to get your ticket. Here's why. We've been going on 7 years now. The last probably 3 years we've sold out. We have July 11th early bird pricing that ends here in about 72 hours or something like that. So grab your ticket now. It's the lowest it will be. 4 meals are included. Just Brad's session alone is worth the price of admission, because it will move the needle for your book, brand, or business. But then you're also going to get Dan Miller talking about how to attract high profit, low maintenance clients. You're going to get Rachel Peterson, one of the top social media consultants in the world, teaching you how to utilize social media effectively and what's the cost of doing it wrong. And she's going to save you from these embarrassing mistakes, because everybody's on social media, but a ton of people do things wrong and they actually repel clients. Dexter's talking about how to move your audience to action from the stage. David's teaching about how to scale your business. Dean's talking about how to solve some of the world's problems by leveraging your skills and gifts. I mean, it is going to be an unstoppable event. We cannot wait. Brad, thanks so much. We're also going to put links there as well for your book. They can find it on Amazon. They can find it anywhere. But thanks for your time today, and I cannot wait to hear your session. I'll be taking notes. I have my journal right here, and I'm going to be taking notes in your session.
I'm really excited about it, because I mean, even just the theme of the conference, Closing the Gap, is so relevant to my book, because the first 2 chapters are about coming to, I mean, like even metaphorically coming to an edge in your life and fearing that jump to the other side. So like, it's pretty much spot on for the theme of the conference. So I'm really, really excited about it. And I'm also really excited to check out the other speakers because like we all have the things we're super, super good at, but we can benefit from hearing these messages from other people. And I'm really excited to hear, you know, the different things. Like I may want to start a podcast someday. So like getting that knowledge like is going to be good. Scaling businesses, like all that stuff, like it's very, very great information. So I'm excited, even though I'm going as a speaker, to sit through these different sessions and learn myself. Which
is funny because, again, I've been to other conferences where every speaker flies in, speaks, flies out. I've offered that to people, but nobody wants to leave. Every speaker's coming and saying, no, I absolutely want what's in the other person's session. So thanks so much. Diane said this was helpful. Look, if you found this to be helpful today, folks, here's one way that you can say thank you. Type in the word thanks to Brad. Even better yet, share this with somebody, tag them. They probably need to learn how to do video better. They probably could get a bigger platform if they were using video. Go ahead, tag it, share it, and then please consider the Igniting Souls Conference. We believe in it so much. Brad, I don't know if you saw our guarantee, but we believe in it so much that we literally tell people, come Friday, come Saturday, all the way till 5 p.m. And if you haven't gotten 10 times the return on your investment, we actually give them a full refund. That's how much we believe in it. So the pressure's on, man. You got to deliver the goods. Awesome. Thanks so much, Brad. We'll see you.
Yep. Take care.